Things continue to get worse for Disney's remake of Snow White, Rachel Zegler as the lead, 7 magical creatures slash dwarves, and now Gina Carano just absolutely blasted and destroyed Rachel Zegler and the Snow White film. Here are the details. First things first, Snow White reboot star Rachel Zegler, she slammed the 1937 original. She remarked on the backlash that she got from being outspoken. She received a Latina Trailblazer Award, and she said, "Well,
and she's
if
not
you're
even
gonna,
Latina.
she's half Latina." So if you are going to be in the public, you have to you pay the price to be outspoken, but it's worth it in a manner of speaking or in a manner of words. That is what she said. So also we know that Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs movie coming up, the remake, whatever it is, that we know that they're possibly under trouble, got all kinds of issues because we've seen so many different iterations already with the magical creatures, Seven Dwarfs, Peter Dinklage comments. All that is going on. They're not going to be Seven Dwarfs. Now they are Seven Dwarfs. They're CGI. And it's just a complete problem. Like, what is going on with this movie? And then, Gina Carano has finally, or not finally, but she has called out the hypocrisy of Rachel Zegler, everything that's going on. Gina Carano reacts to SAG-AFTRA allowing Rachel Zegler to promote the Hunger Games. The system is rigged and littered with posers, says Gina Carano, and here are her comments. Carano says, "What an odd strike this is. Small non-studio productions are having trouble getting waivers, but studios get the interim agreements left and right. Celebrities go from the picket line to the promotional tours and red carpets. What happened to that, I better get paid for every hour I stand in this dress talk?" That's Rachel Zegler, by the way, that she's referring to. Carano then stated, "Meanwhile, the people who are actually suffering are the crews and actors not a part of studio projects or in the group to get the waivers granted. The ones whose money will run out quicker, the ones who are having to pick up a second line of work, the ones who will be controlled a whole lot easier once the strike ends based off of desperation to work. Think that was an accident?" she questioned. "Maybe they should have granted waivers for all of the non-studio productions, keep people working and halt all studio productions if they really wanted to make a difference and reach a faster agreement." Carano did not stop there. "Who is this strike really intended to hurt again?" Gina Carano said. "Better make a deal quick. People are starting to notice. I'm sure it'll be in favor of all the right people, and all the right people will pat themselves on the back on an excellent deal and months of suffering well worth the wait. At least while you're at it, you could throw into the agreement that it will never again be permitted to allow any production to force inject poison, I mean experimental jabs, into people's bodies in the name of science ever again." She said, because that in itself wasn't something big enough to have had a huge strike over. The hypocrisy is palpable. The system is rigged and littered with posers. Art is free. Creativity is your rebellion. You don't need permission to do that. Gina Carano is throwing the hammer down all the time. Nick, I posted it on Twitter today. I thought Gina Carano was retired from knocking people out. She continues to knock people out unconscious. Here, she kind of took aim at Rachel Zegler a little bit and the hypocrisy in Hollywood. And you know what? Gina Carano is also a woman of class, even though she has her detractors and people are going to get all riled up for me saying that. But here's your evidence. Gina Carano actually tweeted and said, "This is also not to encourage heaps of hate onto this young lady." She's talking about Rachel Zegler. "I don't want that. Unfortunately for her, she is just really great at shining a light on the hypocrisy that's happening." Nick, thoughts on Carano's comments, what she said about Zegler, her taking the high road, and even telling her followers, leave that poor kid alone?
Gina continues to throw haymakers left and right. I mean, she has been savage here lately. on Twitter with these comments. And this all comes from her personal experiences. This isn't just,
She's not making it up.
yeah, out the ass talk here. This is firsthand account knowledge
Yes.
of what the industry is like. And I guarantee you there's so many other people in Hollywood and in the entertainment industry that completely agree with her. They're just too scared to say anything because they don't want to get blackballed or canceled or anything like that. And the fact that you have to be silent, you know, to keep your job on some of this stuff, especially with the jab stuff that she was talking about. You know, it's absolutely insane. But that's the state of the industry, and it's not just Hollywood. There's a lot of other corporations and stuff that are the same way. I mean, the company I work for. I mean, I can't really speak out against that sort of stuff. So I have to keep my mouth shut too if I want to keep my job.
You have a hard time with that too.
Yeah. But thank God I'm not interacting with a lot of employees there, so I really don't have to worry a whole lot about that.
Amen.
But yeah, it's she's absolutely killing it on Twitter with these comments and statements that she's saying, and she continues to show class at the same time
because she's a good person, bro.
Yeah, because she's saying don't go after Rachel Zegler. I mean, she probably realizes she's young. She's probably very easily manipulated by people around her and being in this industry and, being a star. And
Rachel Zegler doesn't even recognize what's happening around her.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
And that's probably the case for a lot of people in Hollywood, especially young actors and actresses that are coming up in this life.
Gina's been through it.
Yeah, and she's already been there, done that.
Yep.
Got the free gift and toy and is at home now chilling.
So Gina's making these comments, and a lot of Star Wars influencers and people, on Twitter and on the YouTube space, they're coming out and they're attacking Gina again, and they're even saying things like, if you are supporting Gina Carano and her stupidity in her comments, go ahead and unfollow me. You're not part of our Star Wars group. And I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Who are you to tell me what I can and cannot support? Yeah. You're nobody.
Exactly. And that's just more, these idiots out there are part of the problem by trying to silence people and completely dismiss anything that they say is crazy.
Yes.
And we've seen that before when Gina responded to Pete out there last week. It's just, if you disagree, it's fine to disagree, but to try to just be like, don't follow me, I'll have nothing to do with you because of your opinion or your thoughts on this matter or that matter is just retarded to me. I'm just like, what?
It's to silence someone.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of on that level of evil is to call someone a racist.
And that word doesn't even mean anything anymore.
Racist and silencing people are some of the most terrible things you could do to anybody in any space, anywhere. Those are terrible things. And you know what? They happen on the regular in the world today. And people are talking about Star Wars and Disney, and they're doing it.
Yeah. And that's why the word just doesn't have that much meaning anymore. Because everybody's a ist or an obs or something, at this point in time, just because of your opinion on something. It's absolutely ridiculous.
People said that we were alt-right because I have chipmunk cheeks. Whatever. Whatever. Label us. Go right ahead. Anyways, let us know in the comments. We are You Are Echo Base Network. See you on the next one.
Bye, guys.